Key to AV room is found in Joan's box downstairs. Rental manager Joan. It says AV on it. Return it when you're finished. The AV closet is outside the ballroom. AV equipment. Oh, there's the light. Okay, this is all the AV equipment. We will carefully pull everything into the ballroom and then we'll record again in a minute. So the speakers, there are 4 speakers, 2 in the back corners, and then 2 kind of on the sides. You'll unfold them, make sure you push down to get all the slack off, and then the speaker has a handle on the back. You can pick it up from the handle like she has here. Sometimes it takes 2 people. And then there's a hole in the bottom, and it just sits very wobbly like that. And that's how you set up a speaker, and you'll do that to all 4 speakers. Yay! Pointed this out, and this is important because they're different heights. So if you have it on the wrong side, then the projector's not going to hit the 2 side screens or the center screen. So they're labeled. C means center. So this table is for the center projector that's going to hit the big screen. And each leg is numbered. C1, so you match up with C1. Then C2, C2, C3, C4. And you
twist them in.
Screw them in. And then the legs, when you pull the legs up, you should see, which I don't, you should see, and we may have to get Sharpies and make this more crap. Oh, there it is. A black Sharpie mark, which will show you how tall it needs to be. And that will make your table even. Do what I say, not what I do. I can't get it to screw. Do you get the point though? It should screw in tightly, and if anything doesn't work on this video, we will make it work. So that's how you create the table for the projector that's going to go on the screen. There we go. And now when you flip it over, it should be even. Anyway, that's how you set up the table, and you'll do the same thing for that and for that screen if you're going to be doing all 3 screens. Okay, so this is our right screen. It is all one stand, one screen. It comes in the black bag. You're going to pull it out of the bag, and then you're going to stand it up. Then you're going to take the legs and spread them out to give you stability. There is a latch, so make sure that you click on that to spread out the legs.
And this is usually a 2-person job.
Yes. You can spread them out a little bit to give you a little stability, and then you want to pull the screen to the side. And while you're holding that, we can stabilize these legs. Because it's a process of pushing and pulling. Push down, pull out, until it's down as far as it'll go. And then you'll face the screen to the audience. And then the rest of the work is down here on the back. So next you're going to take the screen and put it up on the latch. And then the last step is that we have to raise this leg up as far as it goes. This is usually a 2 to 3 person job. Because this latch has to be pulled out and this latch has to be pulled out as somebody raises this. So if somebody will hold this out, that latch out, and there are little holes. So if you get tired, just let it rest on the appropriate hole that you're at.
This is labor. And then does the bottom go down? I feel like the bottom goes down. Doesn't this, can't you bring this down? This needs to come down.
Does it come down?
I don't think there's anything else.
No.
That's it.
Oh.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
There's a hole. There's
Oh, okay. So this latches down. Does it go all the way down to the very bottom?
Perfect!
Yes.
Yay!
So that is your full screen.
And it
then
should look like,
will look like this.
it should look like this.
And then in the big black box, there are the skirts to all three screens.
To be continued. So the big screen for the middle is in the big black box. You're going to open the box and start taking out all the legs and the body of the screen, and it's almost like a jigsaw puzzle to undo it.
Most important thing is that the large screen is going to be in here. Do not let the white part of the screen touch the floor. It's very sticky, and any lint or dust grabs onto it and will not come off.
And you'll get in trouble if you do, because I did. I got in a lot of trouble last year.
So the first thing you're going to do is you can grab the legs and take them out, set them aside. They're going to be one of the last things that you do.
And what Amanda just had, these are the skirts that go on this screen and these screens to be a little bit more decorative, I guess. Okay.
This is the frame for the large screen. Let's see here. I'm going to take it out. And it's kind of like
It is like a jigsaw puzzle, and this also might be a two-person job.
it's kind of obvious how it lays out. So just lay it out how it feels natural. And then you're going to, if you want to get on that end, out.
And make sure each thing
Latch each.
latch. And then the corners have this, and you want to make sure that each corner is locked. So make sure all four corners. Yes.
Okay, but first, we actually have it upside down. These are the hooks to the screen, which is the very last thing you do. So we're actually going to flip it.
Okay.
This needs to be at the base.
So it looks like this. If you're facing, if this is the front where the screen's going to go, this is what you should see to set it up, to do the legs. And the reason is because the screws of the legs go here. The screws for the legs are in the black box, and when you get these out, don't lose anything that comes in this. So these foamy pads, this box with the screws, and you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. Is that right?
Yes, 3 for each side.
Yeah, 3 for each side, 6 screws, and don't lose the foamy pads. What you do is you line the legs up on the screen, and you use the screws to screw them in.
There's more spots than screws, so just pick the top one, the bottom one, and one in the middle.
Okay, now we have to flip it back over.
Yes, we have to flip it over so that we can put the screen on.
It has to be on one side for the screws, and then you flip it over to put the screen on, because
But
the
if you
buttons.
put the screen on first, and our white part is face down.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's bad.
Okay, so the legs are last,
We'll open up those legs last.
because it has to lay flat to put the screen on. So now we're going to flip it over. So as you can see, not just 1 or 2 people can do this. This is really probably about a 3-person job or more. And then the screen is folded up, and remember, don't let the white part touch the ground. And to button it, you start in the middle and you work your way to the edge. And the best way to remember it, I just remember Tisha told us last year, it's like putting on the top of a Jeep. You start in the middle and you go to the outside because it stretches it for you if you go ahead, if you start in the middle.
So on each one, start in the middle.
Yeah, button the middle ones first. And what they're doing is just buttoning. Let's see a button. You just pull and stretch. Hopefully it won't break.
Make sure that when you're pressing down that you stick your foot underneath the frame, especially up here.
You don't want to bend it.
Or you'll bend the frame. My foot was under there. Especially on those two sides. And then for the corner areas, because that's where it gets really hard because everything's really tight. If you'll take this loop, it'll help you pull.
Good job. Now, when we lift this up, it is very important to watch out for these glass bulbs, glass lights. They're vintage and irreplaceable, so we don't want to bust those. So the best way to do it is to have maybe 2 to 3 people help stand it up and have someone watching to tell you yay or nay, because you have to
Shimmy it in.
you have to like get it up in
Before
there,
a general meeting, setting this up for a general meeting, there are going to be the long tables here.
and it makes it even
You're
harder.
gonna have to go to the side. For the purpose of this demonstration, we can actually go just
Right.
straight back. But just be careful. The foam things are to put on the screws so that when it is propped up against the wall, that we have the least damage on the wall. But since the screen is so tall and we can't do it after it's up, before we raise it up, we can shove these on the top one.
And there's already a hole in them.
Should be a hole.
Yes. So she's going to put those in each corner, and then we'll probably need maybe 2 people on each side. If we can get 2 people on each side to just raise it up. And let's move the drinks, and most of it's mine, sorry. Thank you. Now watch the light bulbs, and it does get...
You watch your step, and watch the wall, watch the light bulbs. Once you get up here, then you start.
And it's like a sail, so it does get a little top heavy. And then you pull the front legs down, just the front, and then push it back a little more. And watch the light bulbs when it stands up. You just don't want it to fall forward. You button the skirt onto these buttons on the bottom of the screen.
So there are 3 of these orange cord holders, and there's 1 long one and 2 small ones like this.
The cord is going to have one of these ends and one of these ends. One cord goes to 2 speakers. So for 1 speaker, you will put in one of these. Whichever one that is connecting to the cabinet, it's going to connect right here. So we'll go ahead and just choose this one to connect right here. And what's going to go in here is nothing, because we're going to connect from this to the next speaker. And this end will go in here. Of course, for demonstrative purposes, we still have the orange thing on here. You will not leave it on here for setting up. From here, you're gonna go into your next chord and you're gonna choose the opposite outie, okay? So, the most important thing is that one speaker will have two different outies in it. You won't have, and with the exception of the one that your cabinet is plugged into, you will not have two of these or two of these. You'll have one of these and one of these and a cabinet in one of them.